Chainsaw chains have a few intricacies to them, but what do you need to know about them to replace them and to use them? This is Chainsaw Safety with Clemson University, and I am your training instructor, Patrick Hiesel. And today we are going to learn about chainsaw chains. Chainsaw chains have multiple components to them, but to replace a chain on your chainsaw you need to know three numbers. The first one is the pitch, which is the distance between one rivet and another rivet. The easiest way to measure the pitch is to measure the distance between 3 rivets and then divide it by 2. Common pitch sizes for chainsaws that a homeowner would use are typically 0.3 to 5 inches or 3/8 of an inch. The next number you need to know is the number of drive links you have on your chain. Drive links are the triangular shaped pieces on the underside of your chainsaw chain, and these drive links typically ride inside the groove of your guide bar. Each chainsaw and each chainsaw chain is different and will use a different number of drive links. So the easiest way to figure out the number of drive links you have is to actually count them. So mark one of the drive links with a pen and then start counting all the drive links you have on your chain. The last number you need to know about is the gauge, which is the thickness of the drive links. The thickness of the gauge is typically with homeowner saws and professional saws either 0.05 inches or 0.043 inches. The depth gauge is basically a little piece in front of the cutting tooth of a chainsaw chain that is designed to be a tiny bit lower than the tip of the chainsaw tooth. That means the depth gauge actually defines the thickness of the wood chips that you're cutting with your chainsaw. Now, if you don't want to measure the pitch, the gauge, and count the number of drive links, you can always look at your guide bar and see a pictogram on it that's engraved, so even if the paint chips off your guide bar, you will still see all those numbers engraved in the guide bar. The pictogram on the guide bar will show you the length of the guide bar, the pitch for the chain that runs in the guide bar, the thickness of the drive links, your gauge, and it will show you the number of drive links that you need to run with this particular guide bar. Another thing you need to know about chainsaw chains is that you can buy 2 different types of chains. You can buy low kickback chains and you can buy professional chains. The low kickback chain is designed to minimize the risk for kickback. It will also minimize some of the vibrations that you will feel when cutting through wood. With the professional chain, you don't have those engineering features, so your chain will cut more aggressively and you will feel more vibration when cutting through wood. It also increases the risk for kickback because it doesn't have those safety features put into the design of the chainsaw chain. So how do you know what kind of chainsaw chain you have? Well, if you buy a new low kickback chain in the store, you would find that the box has a green rectangle printed on it. If you look at the chain itself, you will see that at least with newer chains that there is a green link. Like there is one of the links connecting the chain colored in green. Green always means good, right? So you have a low kickback chain that's good for homeowners, that doesn't create a lot of vibration, and it will minimize the risk for kickback. If you're buying a professional chain, you will see a yellow rectangle printed onto the box, and that one of the connecting pieces of the chains is colored in yellow. Again, yellow is like caution. So you have a chain that has a higher risk for kickback, it will vibrate more, and it is designed for use with professional users that know how to handle a saw safely and efficiently. Now, if you don't have a new chain and you don't know what you have on your chainsaw, you can take the chain off and look into the details of how that chain is built. An anti-kickback chain will have 2 pieces on the depth gauge overlapping with each other, and a professional chain will not.